Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our pre-departure weeks. This session is actually the last session of our pre-departure week, so I hope you've enjoyed all the sessions we've done since March. We did sessions on a number of different topics, student life, academic culture, housing, um, and of course, the topic we will be talking about today, which is the Welcome Week. If you do want to rewatch any of the sessions we've held, the recordings of this have been sent out every month via a monthly newsletter, and they will also be sent out for a final time next week. So keep an eye out for that. Let's go on with what the session will be today. So today's session is titled Arrival Guide UU Welcome Week. We have Elina from the Welcome Week team and Alexander, one of our mentors of the Welcome Week, who will be doing the presentation for you. Before we start, I just want to quickly go through the structure of today's event. So we will have a short presentation, as I just mentioned. During the presentation, you can send us questions you have using the Q&A function. We will answer some of them maybe in the chat, but if not, we'll use these questions at the end of the presentation when we do a live Q&A. So if you have any questions you want to ask, specifically, of course, about the Welcome Week, feel free to send them in the chat. Then I will give over to Elina. You're mute, Elina.
It's only been, 2.5 years of this? But yeah, my name is Elina, and I'm the project leader of the UU Welcome Week. And today I'll explain a bit more about our team and volunteers we have, because of course we have a nice team, but we can't do it on our own. So during this webinar, you will meet your mentors and a mentor, and I'll talk a bit about who those people are, and then I'll talk about being a group leader, and you might even meet group leaders. So just to give you a bit of background, the UU Welcome Week team consists of a project leader who's an employee of the UU, so that's me, and then 3 student assistants that help with the organization of this week. But just to give you a context, we are expecting at least 2,000 participants. I just checked, and I think we have 987 signups right now. 1987. So you can imagine that the 4 of us can't host the entire event on our own. So therefore, we have some help. And the first group of people that helps us is the mentors. Mentors are students that have already studied at the UU for a while, sometimes for years, sometimes they just were here for a year or so. And their main job is to help you understand how everything works, to answer your questions, and during the week to guide your group. And to give you a bit more of an idea of what it's like, I thought I could talk about this for a while, but it might be more interesting to invite someone who's actually been a mentor before and will now be a mentor again. So that means he definitely liked it, I hope. Yeah, Alexander's here, and he'll tell you a bit about what it's like to be a mentor. Go, Alexander.
Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you. I'm Alexander. I'm 23 years old, and I'm actually half Dutch, half Peruvian, so a bit of both worlds, like half international, half Dutch. I did my bachelor's here at the UU, 3 years of bachelor's in artificial intelligence, and now I'm doing my second master again in artificial intelligence. My other one is in computer science. And last year I was a mentor for the first time, and I thought it was amazing, super fun. I met a group of very nice people from all over the world and studying all different programs, which is very fun because sometimes during the year you can get stuck in the bubble of your own program, but it's also very nice to meet people outside of that bubble. And yeah, during the orientation week, I did a city tour, show you some hotspots in the city, nice restaurants, nice places to go, some parks to stay in, and yeah, just in general have fun. Oh, my doorbell's ringing. Oh, that will be later. Yeah, so basically I'm here to make everyone feel at home. Just like I can imagine you can be quite overwhelmed if you're coming from abroad and you have no idea what it's like here. We can just calm you down and get settled, and we can help you with all kinds of different stuff, all kinds of questions about the uni and stuff like that. Hopefully it's nice weather when we go for a walk, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Alina?
Yes, thank you, Alexander. It's always nice to see a face with the job. So that's it for mentors. And then since this year, we are introducing a new opportunity because your mentor group will be about 20 students. And it's, of course, nice if a mentor has a bit of help. And the best person to give that help might actually be another student who knows what it's like to have just arrived, who can help other people that also have just arrived. So we have introduced the opportunity of group leader, and that is actually a position that you as an incoming student, when you've signed up for the Welcome Week, can apply for. So what is it? What does it mean being a group leader? It is designed for new international students, like I just said, and it's for people that are interested in contributing to the event, getting a bit more of a unique experience, because you will lead your group. So you'll be the person that knows where people need to be, when they need to be there. You can maybe answer some questions, you can help people figure things out, and you can in that way support your mentor and mentor group. And then another very important role is, as you can imagine, it's quite scary meeting new people. It can be really fun, but it can also be very difficult. So it helps a lot if there's one person in the group that just keeps a bit of an eye on how it's going, sees if everyone's fitting in, maybe ask some people some questions to help them find their place within the group. And that is also where a group leader comes in. Just to go through the program again quickly. What is happening during the week is on the first day, we have the city tour. And there we will provide you with a city tour. As a mentor, people that are mentors are very free to change that or add things to it. But the tour that we have designed should already put you past all of the important hotspots. And I was just talking to Alexander about this yesterday, and he was telling me that he really likes to tell about all of the great places, but it's difficult to then also be navigating the route. So that's where like a group leader could come in and could support the mentor by keeping an eye on the route, or maybe the time, or maybe telling your super enthusiastic mentor, you know what, everyone's getting hungry, do you think we can take a break? Things like that. And then on the second day, we have the Get Settled Lab. This is a place where we will look into all kinds of practical matters. There's a lot of people there that can help you, and the group leader and the mentor might also help students, but there's going to be help desks. So any questions you have about how to figure things out will be there. And then the second and third day, you can follow all kinds of workshops. You don't really have to be a group leader there, because everyone goes to whatever they think is interesting. So you can also, of course, just enjoy the program as a student, try out sports, meet organizations, all things like that. So why would you do this, be a group leader? Well, one of the reasons is that you will get a free ticket for the social activities, because we, of course, want to thank you for helping us so much. And one of the main reasons I think that this might be something you're interested in is because it is a really nice opportunity to develop yourself from the moment you arrive in Utrecht. I think we send you an email in which we set this, but you don't need to have experience, because we know that you're also just a new student and trying to figure out what you want to do, where you want to go. And then maybe this is a very nice opportunity to try out a leadership role, see if it fits you, maybe learn a bit in the process. So that's why we've also organized a leadership training from an expert. It'll be about coaching and empathy as a young leader. So there will actually be an opportunity for self-development. And then maybe another very important reason is that it's just really fun to meet like-minded, enthusiastic people. Because you can imagine that other people that become a group leader are also eager to develop themselves, to learn more. And if you're like that, it's really fun to meet people like that from the beginning. And then finally, who are we looking for? So like I said, we aren't looking for people with a big experience of leadership. Of course, it's nice if you have it, but it's not necessary at all, because it's also a place for you to develop. We'll also make sure, of course, you get all the information you need. We'll make FAQs and everything like that, so you can figure out information you need. But also, of course, you're just a student, so you can tell someone else, I don't know either. Let's Google it together and figure out how this works, or let's ask someone, things like that. So what we are looking for is people that are just passionate to help others. It's nice if you're a friendly person and you're interested in getting to know other people. Next to that, it does help if you're a bit of a planner or like a person that finds it easy to keep an overview, so that it's nice if you're comfortable with understanding the logistics of the program. We'll of course explain those to you beforehand, but it is nice if you pick that up easily and have an idea of what is happening. And then finally, it does also help if you can quickly find solutions under pressure. It's of course, you're there at the event, maybe someone wants to do something, doesn't know how something works, and it's nice if you don't freeze up, but you can just think about it and find a solution. Although this is more of a perk, because it shouldn't be a very stressful situation. It's just a fun event. So if you listen to this and you're like, yes, I want this extra experience, I want this unique way to experience the Welcome Week, then you can sign up via the link in your email. I'll also put it in the chat in a bit. Ideally, it would be nice if you sign up before the 15th of August, because then we can already make groups and make sure you're already linked to other students. And then after you've signed up, there's going to be 2 trainings in the week of the 22nd of August, so at the end of August. Those trainings will be hybrid, so if you're here already, that's great. You can meet people. If you're not, you can also join online. And then we have a Q&A session already next week, just so you can ask anything you might want to know more about, and just so you can feel comfortable going into this. All right, that's the presentation from my side. We are looking forward to meeting you, although I can't promise I'll meet every single one of you, given that there will be 2,000 people. But yeah, I'm already very much looking forward to the Welcome Week. Now you're muted, Rhea.
Yes, I get a little notification every time I'm muted. Well, thank you, Elina and Alexander, for the presentation. We're now going to answer some questions that we have received. So let's take a look. The first question I see is, how will teams be distributed among the mentors?
Yes, that's a good question. So we put students into mentor groups based on that you are all in the same phase of studying, because we know it can be quite a different experience, whether you're just a new bachelor student or whether you're a master student. So we make groups based on whether you're master, bachelor, or exchange student, so short-term stay. And then apart from that, we try to mix everything as much as possible, because well, Alexander was talking about that too. It can be quite a bubble within your own study, and you'll definitely meet those people many, many times. So this is a good opportunity to meet some other people from different backgrounds, different study backgrounds, different nationalities, everything like that. So that's how we make the groups. And then, yeah, we will assign group leaders and mentors based on also whether they're master, bachelor, or exchange. And then apart from that, just mixed.
Great. Following up on that, we have some more questions about details of the Welcome Week. So firstly, a student wants to know sort of the specific hours of the week. And in follow up to that, will there be information sent out regarding where students have to come to meet up, what time they meet, and all the other little practical matters that go into it?
Yes, we're working on a detailed email with all the information that students need. We're sending it out, I think, the beginning of next week. But I'm not 100% sure. You will definitely get all the information you need. And with regards to the times, we generally start from 12 the earliest, because we've noticed that most students aren't necessarily morning people, and we have most of the activities in the afternoon, except for the Wednesday, the second day, the Get Settled Lab. That one you'll have activities during the entire day, so from about 10 to 6.
Great. I see some more questions about this, but then the answer to that is, of course, that they will receive an email with all the details. So keep an eye out for that.
And you can also find the program on our website right now already, but yeah, more details will be sent to you soon. And don't worry too much about it, because we'll make sure that you know where to go. Especially your group leaders and mentors will know where to go. So just mostly come here and be ready to have some fun.
Okay, talking then a bit about the group leader opportunity. We have a question that says, how many group leaders will a mentor have?
Right, yes, I completely forgot to mention that, but the groups will be about 20 students each, and the goal is that each group has one mentor and one group leader. It depends a bit on how many signups we get. We might divide it a bit differently, but there will be at least 2 people leading your group of 20 other students.
Great. Then more about what is possible during the Welcome Week. Will it be possible to buy a bike as part of the Welcome Week?
We definitely provide information about where to buy a bike, so you know where to go for that. You can also, there are rental options, and that's something that we'll pay attention to on the second day, on Wednesday. During the city tour, of course, if you have a bike already, you can come there by bike, but the program itself is just walking, so you wouldn't need it necessarily. But you will also get all the information about these practical matters already via our information channels next week.
Great. Then another question a student asked, that they noticed that there's UU Welcome Week app. Does that app work, and is it something that students should be downloading beforehand?
The app will work. We're building it. We're working very hard on building it right now, because that is going to be your most important resource during the week. You can't log into it yet because it's not finished, and the goal is to open it up next week. And in that app, you can chat with your mentor group. You can see your program. You can sign up when that's required for a specific activity, and there will also be some more information. So the app is going to be really important. It is indeed the UU Welcome Week app, and we just didn't want to promote it too much yet when it wasn't finished. So you'll hear about downloading it next week. But I see some people are very eager, so already looking for information.
Great. Will there also be vegan options at the final dinner, which will be part of the Welcome Week?
definitely a lot of vegan options. The university has a policy to mostly, to at least always offer vegetarian and vegan options, sometimes even only those. There will, and we are working very hard to make sure that all dietary requirements can be met during that final dinner.
Amazing. Will students also be able to visit Olympos and Parnassos as part of the Welcome Week?
Those two locations are exactly part of the Welcome Week. The Culture Day will be mostly in the city center and then in Parnassos itself as well, because there are some, for example, music organizations that are organizing a workshop and they'll do it from there. And then the sports day will be on Olympus. So you'll see the venue there, you'll meet organizations. And I think Olympus themselves are also organizing some workshops from like the standard program that they offer.
Okay. Another question then about the group leader opportunity. Is it possible to be a group leader and arrive in Utrecht only one day before the first day of the Welcome Week?
Yes, that should be possible. So, like I said, our trainings are going to be hybrid, so you can get all the information online as well. I think it would be nice for yourself if you are there at least 1 week one day before, so you can get settled a bit. But other than that, it's during the week mostly, and all the information can also be accessed online.
Great. Then a question for Alexander, maybe. Do you have any advice for students before they arrive here for the Welcome Week? What can they sort of expect?
Well, I think you can expect to the most important thing is to go into it with an open mind, open experience, and then not many expectations, and then see what happens and meeting new people. Some advice I would say is I think it's sometimes difficult to pay in the Netherlands if you have an international card. So I would advise at least the first day to maybe bring some cash or something like that. Because we have a weird system here. I think you'll notice soon enough that a bike is very nice to have. As Alina said, of course, the first day it's not necessary in the program, but soon enough you'll notice that everyone here is biking, and it's the fastest way to get around. If you have to get from A to B, you can either walk for 20-25 minutes or just take a short bike route. So I think that's the most important advice I have. And otherwise, yeah, just bring positive energy and we'll have fun.
Amazing. Then another question for you, Elina. Will the groups be split into Dutch and internationals, or will there be a mix of both? Maybe you want to explain a bit who the audience of the Welcome Week is.
Yeah, so the audience of the Welcome Week is only international students, because we've noticed that there are just some things that need to be that international students need to focus on that aren't too relevant for Dutch students, for example, getting a Dutch bank account and things like that. So during the week, it will be with only international students. If you're interested in joining the Dutch experience as well, next week is the Uit week, which is UIT. It's one of the most difficult Dutch sounds, I think, the U sound. But I'm not 100% sure if you can still sign up for that one because it's already starting next week. I don't think you can sign up anymore. But yeah, that one is focused. That one is for all students starting in Utrecht, and Welcome Week is for international students. Some of the mentors are Dutch, like Alexander, so you will meet some Dutch people in real life as well. But that's not the main goal of the week.
Perfect. Let me see if there are any other questions. I see a lot of questions about receiving your class schedules and practical information about your courses. You can take a look at the student website and filter to your program so you can find information specific to your program. You will also receive a lot of information about these kind of practical matters right right before the start of your studies. And typically in the first week, you also have a program-specific introduction where, again, you get a lot of information specifically relevant to the program. I don't see any new questions. Let's see. Oh, okay. Well, I do see some new questions now. Maybe something for Alexander to answer. The question is, what kind of sports are the part of student organizations that students can join?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know much about student organizations in general. I know that for virtually any sport you can do, or at least a lot of sports you can do, there is an organization for it. I don't know what the situation is with international students, how easy it is for them to sign up. So yeah, I can't tell you much about it. Usually when I do bouldering, I love bouldering. So if anyone wants to join me bouldering, that would be awesome. But I just do it. Oh, cool. But I just do it at a regular gym without any student association. So yeah.
I can also tell a bit more about this. Because part of the goal of the Welcome Week is also that you are able to meet those organizations. So during the sports day, we've asked all the organizations if they want to introduce themselves to you via a workshop. And actually, I think we have over 20 organizations that were really happy to do that. So there's going to be many different sports workshops, and sports organizations are actually quite open to international students because the language barrier is less of a problem when you're doing sports, because you can usually make yourself understandable relatively well. So yeah, don't worry about this, and just check out the student website, because I think there's a list of all the organizations as well. But yeah, Dutch people really like to be organized in organizations, so we have it for everything.
Great. Then maybe a final question for today, coming back to the leadership program. Can you mention again how students can sign up for the leadership program and by when they need to do this?
Yes, I will send the link via which you can sign up in the chat in a bit so that you can find it. It's just an online sign-up form. And then the initial deadline is by the 15th of August. So that's when it would be best if you can sign up before then.
Perfect. Then, yeah, that brings us to the end of the session, I think. Thank you, everyone, for joining the session. Thank you, Elina and Alexander, for, of course, making the week possible, and also for doing this session. This is the last session of our pre-departure weeks, as I said, so thank you for joining all our previous sessions, and I guess your pre-departure period is over and you are now ready for actual departure in a couple of weeks. So yeah, hope to see you here in Utrecht. Thank you. Bye.